Welcome, Final 10. Congrats. Elliot, let's take Charlie back from you. Individual immunities once again up for grabs. Your next challenge. Welcome to The Circle. This is your next challenge. It's based off of a Netflix show called The Circle. If any of you have seen it. Some people are looking scared. Okay, you should be. So basically the way it will work, it's a very simple. We took a lot of y'all's time last week, so this week should go by relatively quickly. So the way it'll work is we're going to do a series of rounds, 10 rounds to be exact, one for each of you. Each round, all of you will choose to vote one of your fellow contestants out of the circle. You will do so by writing their name on your whiteboard. The last person standing, and you get eliminated if you have majority in the circle, vote for your name. The last person standing is the winner and will win individual immunity, yes. Peyton and Gail are standing in. We have our stand-ins. Yes. For visual. You were forced to ask that first. Good question. So they will not be voting, obviously, because Peyton and Gail are not here. They have forfeited their right to vote with you all, but they can be voted for, and Brock and Nick are standing in as visual representations to remind you that they can be voted for. Sound good? Okay, and each round will be a little bit different. I'll explain as we go through the rounds. But yeah, maybe more specifically. So I'll have y'all vote. You'll write the name that you want. You'll have 30 seconds to write the name. And then I'll have you all close your eyes and reveal your whiteboard when I tell you to. I and the team will count up who has majority vote. I will shoulder tap that person. If you are shoulder tapped, you are going to silently leave the room. You can leave your whiteboard at your feet where it is. You can silently leave the room and go to the kitchen. Got it. And then from there, Brenda will give you further instruction. Yes?
If you're the one that gets tapped out, are you allowed to open your eyes and see who won't vote for you?
Yeah. Yep, you can see it on your way out. Yep.
Close the entire challenge.
Your eyes are closed when you display your answer, okay? Please keep your eyes closed. The team will be watching you. If anybody tries to have a little peek, look around and cheat, you'll be penalized. Before I have you write down your votes, you'll have a minute for the round. You're allowed to talk to each other during this minute. You cannot move from your spot, but you can talk to anyone around you. Sound good? You can yell across the circle, you can whisper, you can do whatever you want. But you can't move from your spot. Once I say your minute is up, you are writing. You'll have probably like 10 seconds to write once your minute's up. And then your eyes are closed, okay? And it'll be like immediate. I'm not giving you guys any like lag over time. If I say eyes closed, they're all shut. Got it? Are we ready to begin? So choose someone to vote out of the circle. This person will receive no advantages or disadvantages in the game. They're simply being voted out. You have 1 minute starting now. We'll find my phone for time.
Just yell at each other? Yeah.
I looked at Brock. Brock was just dead staring at the phone.
Brock has no.
If I spell this correctly, I'm going to start out myself.
Do you get like pencil or pen?
30 seconds.
Not going to spell on purpose.
It sucks.
Reveal your boards.
Honestly, this is nothing.
We got nothing for you.
Yep, so you can step
just
out.
I'm gonna cry.
Ooh, yeah.
Are you sticking with that?
Yeah.
Who knows sign language?
I know not me.
And oh well, thank
My phone will make a funny sci-fi Halloween noise.
Just a board reveal, please. No problem. I just marked my shirt.
Due to the last challenge, I received an advantage in the game. And my advantage is a like peek of vote, essentially. So up until final 5, I at whatever tribal council I choose, I get to see who one person voted.
Those footsteps scare me. When your eyes are closed, she got really close. She's my kid.
Mysterious cookies.
Go ahead and read out loud.
Sorry, you have received a disadvantage in the game. You will not be able to participate at the next individual immunity challenge.
You got nothing for it?
I don't know. That was just weird. I didn't know half the time. No one talked, so we just like I knew I was. I didn't expect me because I could see someone else. So.
I don't know how you did the answer. This is my best option.
Casey asking to be eliminated. They might give it to her.
Do I read out loud? Congratulations, you have one advantage in the game. You have been awarded an extra vote in the game. This means that you'll be able to cast your regular vote and another vote at Tribal Council. In order to play this advantage, you must present this sheet of paper in the Tribal Council vote. This advantage is usable up until final 5. You may give this extra vote to another player in the game if you so choose. However, if you are voted out with it in your pocket, it simply disappears from the game.
Hey, you get nothing.
I get nothing.
Nothing, nothing.
Nothing for you, leaf blower. I love it.
Yes.
But cool. Yeah, you're gonna.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
So exciting, I know.
I think tonight I kind of screwed myself over. You're safe for a little bit. You're not currently. I don't think you're not. I like, out of everyone, I think on your
20
tribe.
seconds.
It was hidden. We hit Reed tonight with Elliot.
Danny, it's gonna be suspicious. I know, but he's seen some messages now. Danny, he saw some messages.
Isn't that gonna be suspicious though?
Elliot saw some messages. That's why I'm nervous.
It'll be suspicious if
5 seconds.
Freak. I'm sorry.
Okay. Board's out.
Sorry, you have received a disadvantage in the game. Ultimately, you receive a penalty vote at the next tribal council, meaning you will have at least one vote cast towards you. Whether you let your tribe mates know, that's up to you. That's super. I love that. That's fantastic.
I still have my takeaway vote, so I'm not super impressed right now at all, but it's not exactly ideal. Yes. Cool.
Perfect.
Boards away, eyes open. Our last remaining two. Congratulations. You made it this far.
This is sketchy.
This is the hard part, right? So the opposite of all the other rounds are done. Okay, makes sense? Okay. Close your eyes, everybody, including Aaron and Blake. Okay, thanks. Okay, reveal your boards. I'm gonna tap the person that is out on the shoulder. So the person that does not win individual immunity. Make sense? Oh my goodness.
Clue 1. This living, floating land is all there is forever. Gary Snyder. I assume that means there's another idol out there. I mean, Megan's idol did get voted out. When she got voted out, it's gone.
Eyes open. Blake, you're the winner of individual immunity this week. Woohoo! Congratulations. First card.
Thanks for voting for me. I think I have a good shot.
Hooray!
Thank you.
Ta-da. Safe at Tribal Council next week. The rest of you, with your subsequent advantages, disadvantages, and whole lot of nothing, are free to go for the night, I believe.
Is how I feel. So it started off awful because Megan, right before she left, she painted a huge target on my back saying that I have the idol. And now everybody's like grabbed onto that. They think Peyton and I are working together. I don't know. And I think, honestly, all of this started because I did not cling to Danny right from the beginning. I think Danny's going to stir shit and throw anybody under the bus that he knows that is not completely loyal to him, which I get, but whatever.
Oh, hey y'all. Welcome back to Elliot's weird journey in Ballvivor. Oh, these 2 weeks have me more stressed than I've ever been. Ever. This game. I just don't know what's happening. I don't know who's lying to me. I don't know who's telling the truth. I don't know where to go. I don't know where the votes are going. I have no idea. And so I am extremely anxious. Doesn't help that I have this bad boy, which at the challenge, I was the third voted out, which means that I got a disadvantage, which is right here. Sorry, yeah. It says, you've received a disadvantage in the game. You will not be able to participate at the next individual immunity challenge. So if I make it past tribal this week, that means I won't be able to participate in the challenge for potential immunity. And that means I am already eligible to be voted out next week, which makes me nervous because it might mean that I'm safe this week, but it means that I definitely have a huge target on my back and probably will be one of the targets next week. And so this week, I have been trying to secure my position with the people that I know will keep me safe, given the fact that I won't have immunity next week. So I've had meetings with Blake, I've had meetings with Caden, I've had meetings with all of Puer and Danny. I've had meetings with just Danny, I've had a meeting with Hannah and Peyton, multiple meetings with Hannah and Peyton, and I don't know what's best for me. It's making me so anxious because I feel like any direction I choose, it's not good for me.
I didn't feel great going into tribal because I was like, I don't even know if we're on the same page. I like grabbed Casey and was like, we're voting for Megan, right? And she was like, yes. But I was, you know, she could have just said yes for the hell of it.
Right.
So then we go into tribal, and it wasn't that awkward because they let us talk for some reason. Megan was sitting behind me, so I just talked to her the entire time. And then the votes come out, and everyone
voted Megan. Puer also flipped their vote on Megan.
all of them.
It was everyone voted Megan, and then Megan voted Gail. Megan was the only vote that wasn't herself.
Yeah.
So, which now I also think too, which I didn't register until literally talking about it, but like I could see how she would be even more upset too, knowing that it was everyone and it wasn't like a small group that was like targeting her. And we didn't even know.
No.
Like Puer. So this is a little bit down along the line, but I had a conversation with Kirsten later that night about just random things, and one of the things that she mentioned to me, she was like, I'm so surprised you guys voted Megan. And like blowing it off a little bit, I was like, yeah, there was like some conversations or whatever. And apparently whenever Megan had reached out to Puer people, Puer was like, this feels too good to be true. Like, we don't necessarily trust Megan. And they wanted Megan out last week whenever we got Alyssa out. So they were like, well, Megan's our target anyway, let's just flip it and vote Megan. And so we didn't know that. Puer didn't know that we were voting Megan. So ultimately, everyone voted Megan.
And then we were all, like, literally shocked. It just felt so afterwards. You know what I mean? We're all like, ugh, I hated that.
Okay, while you're writing, can I tell y'all something?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Sorry, my heart is pounding. Let me go get something really quick. So I may have found something.
No! No, you didn't! No, I'm so proud of you! I'm so proud of you!
And so I found this before we voted Barnum. And I was gonna tell you last week.
Okay.
But you scared me because you were like, if you have the idol, it like, I don't know, so that got me in my head. But with all of this, I did.
Where was it at?
I'm like shaking. Oh my gosh.
No, I'm so happy
nervous.
for you.
So yes, I found it.
Can I read it?
Absolutely.
I'm so intrigued.
Oh my gosh.
I am really not feeling good about this week. I don't know why, but I just got really bad vibes at the tribe meeting, and I feel like no one's been talking to me this week. So if I go out tonight, I would not be surprised. I feel like I just don't know anything that's going on. Like, normally people are asking me to meet left and right, and I'm having all these different meetings, and I feel reassured, and like we have a set target going into tonight, but right now, I'm scared. Like, I'm really scared. Personally, I want to see Elliot, Peyton, or Hannah go. I don't want really anyone else to go. Also, Gail might have an idol, so I would be fine with them going home, but I also really like Gail. I think they're awesome, so... Ooh. I really don't know what's gonna happen tonight. All I know is that I don't want it to be me, because I would be so sad if I got voted out. I'm gonna meet with Casey, Danny, and Blake today. So hopefully we can figure out a target then, but still, I still don't feel reassured that they're not gonna vote me out this week. Also, because Blake met with Elliot the other day, and he basically told me that Elliot thinks I'm a huge threat because I'm very social with everyone. So right there, it's like, okay, Elliot wants me out. I mean, I want Elliot out too. I think he's a threat too, but Elliot wants me out, and Danny told me that there's always talks about voting me out. So I feel like I've been a target every single week. Not on the Puer tribe, but ever since we got to the merge, I've been a target every single week. My name's just always brought up. I don't know if that's because I'm an athlete, or I think it is. I think, I don't know, it's bad, but yeah, I'm always a target every single week. So I feel like I'm trying to scramble every week, trying to stay in.
Has immunity, right? That's who has it?
Blake has immunity. Elliot can't play next game. Well, that's what he said it was. He was like, I'll just tell you because you guys are going to find out next round
He's
anyway.
just so... I was talking to him afterwards and he was so upset. I don't think Elliot
I
or
think
Hannah
because he
trust
knows
me.
there's probably a target on his back.
Yeah, there definitely is. Elliot and Hannah do not trust me at all, and I think they're with Peyton, which is probably...
I do too.
Yeah.
And I think they probably think that I am a toss-up. Like, they probably... You know what I mean?
Everyone loves you. Literally everybody loves you, except for maybe Kirsten,
No.
just because she maybe thinks you're dumb.
And she, yeah. Maybe I talk to Aaron too much.
I don't think they care about that. But the way that I was basically seeing it the other day is, if let's say we did a Mayor strong final 7, it would be Gail, 7 out, Megan.
Mayor, we'd be screwed, you and I.
Yeah, because no matter what, we would be 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
Unless we won individual or some shit like that.
But if we like team together and then like I feel like we could and I hold on to this for a little bit.
Yeah, you really should. I'm really considering playing mine. I don't know. I don't what's the word? I don't like that I have votes for me, because that could be like an automatic, oh, he could leave now.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't like that at all.
You're the only one I trust.
I really don't like that.
This angle, like a real confessional little cage. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about this week or last week or whatever. So I am now in alliance with Dan. I mean, I've been in alliance with Danny. He's like probably one of the only people I really trust. And I really want Danny to really go through like all the way with me. But right now I really only trust Danny. And I'm trying to really stay civil with both teams right now. Like, I really don't want Mayor, my ex-Mayor team, to know that I am talking with Blake and Aaron. So I'm nervous that that's gonna get spilled because I know that Hannah, when she got out during that last name game, when she got out, she was really surprised that Danny wrote her name down and voted her out. And I wasn't there for the conversation, but I guarantee that Elliot probably said the same thing when I wrote his name, because I don't think anyone really knows what the heck I'm doing. I want to say my strategy is to play dumb, which some of it is play, but some of it I'm genuinely oblivious. And I think for the most part, most of them think I'm oblivious, which is a great thing. I hope they continue to think that, and I hope they just think they're using me for a vote. Because I will keep pushing ahead with that. I'm okay with that until I need to get strategic. So I do have an advantage now, and it is an extra vote. I know also, so since I have an extra vote, I know that Blake also has an extra vote, and so does Danny, I believe. Like, either they have an extra vote or they can take someone's vote away. I forget which one it is. But if we were wanting to put someone away, that would be our time to do it. And another plus sign is that Elliot cannot play in the next challenge. So that is good news, because I mean, if we don't vote him out this week, we still have the chance to vote him out after the next challenge. So I feel like that's probably something that's going to be happening pretty soon.
Oh yeah, there's an alliance with me, these two, and Kirsten and Elliot that we made today, because Kirsten was like, can we just make this like an official alliance?
Oh, sure, let's do it.
Let's do it, yeah, for sure. Can we
vote her out, please.
It's like a meme. It's like a meme at this point.
At this point,
It literally is.
I want to know when we're voting out so I can stand up and give her the idol and then watch her name get pulled out.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
Wait, so if you do that, like...
Taylor will say, this is not a real idol. Every vote cast for Kirsten. And all I can see is Kirsten going, no.
Whoever we say that we're going to vote for, we're actually going to vote off the other person. So basically, I think like the idea that they're going for is we're going to tell them that we're voting for Kirsten, and they're like, oh, okay, I'm down. And then they vote for Kirsten, but we vote for the other person. So what would happen was they severed their relationship with Kirsten because they voted for her.
And we'd be...
And they would just be by themselves then. Because Kirsten would be...
Wait, I feel like...
No, I
feel like you guys should go along with that.
Oh, I want to.
Because then, even if you do sever that relationship, then we just vote them off, and then... And then we just still stay strong.
This is what I was thinking. Yeah, when you guys were talking about like that plan, like Blake kind of mentioned it a little bit to me, like Kirsten is gone. I'm like, why don't you guys just say you're going along with it, and then just take out one of the strong mayor people? I like blindside them, like they think they're in, and then just take one of them out.
But I feel like, how many of us
There's
even are
10
there?
of us.
No, of
6.
Mayor.
6.
There's 6 Mayor and 4 Puer. But if it's you, me, and all of Puer and even Gale.
Well, I feel like we go along with Mayor's plan, and then next time we're voting, it's
I would
us
say
or
it
Gale.
keeps you two hidden for another vote.
Yeah.
The only thing with that makes me nervous is Aaron's name was also in there, because if it's not, I think the number one thing is they vote for, we tell them we vote for Kirsten, we tell you guys we vote for Kirsten, and then it's between you and Katie.
Okay, well here's what I think Mayor's planning to do though. If we don't go along with their plan, or say I don't know, I just feel like Peyton's gonna use his advantage to look at one of our votes.
Which was brought up today.
It was an interesting,
interesting.
interesting thought, because if Peyton gets out before he could use that,
Then his advantage is like
useless.
voided.
It's useless.
Yeah.
But another thought is, if it's a all-in-one vote, then he wouldn't use his. I was trying to be careful with my words around Elliot. You notice he asked me. He was like, "What do you mean, someone first?" I was like, "A mole, basically."
So, I'm kind of a little on edge, and I have been for the past 2 weeks. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Because I don't know what's happening this week, as I did last week. No one's really said anything, and it makes me nervous because I feel like I am the target, but Aaron is my closest ally, and he hasn't heard anything either. So, but people know that we're working together. So, obviously, if someone's not telling me something, then he's not gonna know either, because we're working together.
Hey Eric, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm certainly a lot better than I was, but I'm really, really happy that I'm still in the game.
Yeah, right,
because
right.
I heard that there was like a kind of a target on like that.
Oh no, you didn't tell me back last week. But
Yeah, for sure.
It was confused. So when you left the meeting, the last meeting that we had.
Yeah, I had to like go to rehearsal on that Wednesday or whatever.
So they made us go, like your time, Mayor, made us go around the circle and say, do you want to vote for Gale or Kaden?
That's really unfair.
I know, right?
To be like, hey, do you want to vote for somebody who you like barely know versus do you want to vote for like this person that seems like they're receptive to you, but like you don't really know.
What I was thinking is, we go along with whatever they tell us. They're like, okay, we're gonna vote Kirsten. We make them like certain, like, okay, we're voting Kirsten.
Okay.
Blindside her with the idol.
Okay.
If she has the idol.
Yeah, especially because that's the thing. Right now, I think the most dangerous player is Danny.
Is Danny.
Well, because he was the one who was able to be like, get everybody sort of thinking about Megan.
Yeah, on the same track.
Danny and Megan were like pretty close.
They were, yeah.
And Danny just wants to win.
He does.
And that's
he's out
really
for
fair. Yeah, no, he is. And so I was like, this would be the time that people wouldn't anticipate.
No,
because he was like,
early
oh,
in the game
everybody was like listening to me last time, so I don't think that he would assume if we went for him this week.
Yeah.
But I also think that there's definitely merit if we believe that Hannah is the one who has the idol. We don't want her to feel at all like she's at risk
Like, yes,
to
and she
play
doesn't
it.
play it, yeah.
Yeah, so okay. Those are two both viable options.
Yeah.
I don't see why, if we're trying to form like a rebuild Puer tribe, I don't see why we would have to take out Hayden or Kirsten.
Right, like an original member of Puer, because they're not threats. Can you use them not threats?
Yeah, no, they're not. I would feel confident that I would win if I was up against them in like a final three.
No,
and that's also kind of what I'm thinking about is like which people would I want to go up against and which people would not. I would not want to go up against him. No. At all.
No, he'd probably win.
So I might have incriminated myself today. I basically told everybody that Megan and I had an alliance. And they know that I was a big driving force into why she was eliminated. Here's the thing. Blake, Aaron, and Casey already knew about it. But Peyton, Hannah, Gail, Elliot, they don't know about it. For the longest time, I didn't think they trusted me. But from how it looks right now, I still don't know if they trust me. It just comes across that way. I'm not going to look into it very much because they're not my main alliance. However, I'm still aligned with Casey. I think it's in our best interest to make it to the end together if we go with Blake Aaron. However, it's looking a little ugly now that Gail's kind of flippy-floppy. I don't know if I can trust them.
What's up, Ballvivor?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Elliot?
I'm good. I first wanted to come and like talk to you on a human level and apologize because I have messed up your pronouns multiple times, and like I wanted to come to you and like on a human level and like apologize because I don't want you to feel like I'm being like insincere or like anything about that. Yes, exactly. And like this is my first time like actually interacting in a space like this, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm still learning, and I want you to know like from me personally that like you will probably see me mess up, and like I'm asking people to like catch me and make sure that like I am learning and growing from this. So I just wanted to apologize to you first and foremost.
Thank you so much for like that lovely sentiment. You know, I am a trans person who is very female presenting as far as like the physical vessel that I have. And I understand that like, especially because we've been socialized to think in a binary way, it can be very, very difficult. Like, I really appreciate that, and I don't get any kind of insincerity from you, and I would not feel attacked because somebody made a mistake. And I think that it's like very, very important for people to know that like I'm not gonna hate you forever. I'm not gonna like hold it against you. I will correct you, but I get the sense that like you don't mind that. You want to be respectful of other people's identities, and that's all that it comes down to is like respecting another human being. And I've always got the sense that like you respect other people for who they are. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, of course, because it's like I do know some people like do get offended because they're like, I told you this and you're like not listening type of thing, and it's not that way, you know what I mean?
It's so much more complicated than like not listening or not remembering. We are socialized from a very young age to perceive people as like a male-female binary, and the more that we can expose ourselves to like gender nonconformity as a regular thing in life, the easier it'll be for everybody.
Yeah, and that's why I'm thankful for this and for you, because that's an experience that I get to have that I wouldn't have ever been able to have up until this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
and that's something that I wanted to bring to you before we talk game or anything, because like,
Oh.
that's, no, like something like on a human level that I wanted you to know. You know what I mean?
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
of course.
I really appreciate
For sure,
that.
because I would have totally felt bad if you like would be offended or anything like that. And I do tell people and tell you that like, if you hear me mess up, tell me, because I want to learn, I want to grow, I want to be held accountable for the things I'm trying to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, that's awesome. That's a really, really wonderful attitude to have, and like that is very much what like trans people need from allies at this point. Is just like, I think, you know, making sure that other people are like, I am going to try my best. The same way that like I'm going to try my best to not take things personally, because I know that they're not. I feel like I'm the kind of player who will look at things as they are and not think as much about like an alliance with a team. I would be more of a one-on-one alliance person, and I don't have a one-on-one alliance with any one of the players. So right now I am mostly thinking about myself, but I'm also taking very like careful information on like which people are sort of coupling up, which people seem to be gravitating towards each other, and taking note of that. So like I think, you know, Kirsten is not the most reputable if I'm thinking about the list of the people from Puer, but Kirsten likes me. So if I were to somehow make it so Kirsten could go to the jury, that means that I have a better chance of being voted like the survivor. And so thinking about who would be useful for you to be on the jury is kind of how I have been thinking about like who I want to be on that jury or not.
Yeah.
I think that it's totally possible that I think like the strongest sort of link in the remains of Puer are Aaron and Blake.
Yeah, I did see
Those guys are like very, very close. But I also think that they're both so willing to play the game. And Aaron like legitimately likes me as a person. I legitimately like him as a person. And I trust Aaron more than I trust like Danny. Because not only has Danny like elected himself as a villain, which is so fun, we love it.
Like literally requests the villain edit.
Like, yes, please, villain edit me. But I think that also, you know, it kind of shows where his heart lies in the sense of like, I want to be the survivor and I am playing the game to play the game.
That's true.
If you make it seem like you're playing the game to have fun, people don't think about you like an enemy. That's Survivor, baby. But yeah, I think that if push came to shove, I would be able to get Aaron and Blake for whatever I'm thinking the vote is.
Okay.
Alright, Ballvivor. I am I'm putting my life on the line here in this game, and I am getting Blake's idol. And I don't know if I should use it or not tonight, but we are going to see what happens. So I'm going to meet him in Bracken, and hopefully this talk tonight at Tribal will give me some clarity if I should use it. So I'll talk to you soon.
Alright, so I wanted to record this real quick. I just came in a room and came to talk about this. Kirsten is on her way. I'm going to give her my fake idol in hopes that she uses it, because she's lied to me about being trustworthy and everything, and I'm tired of it. So I'm going to give her the fake idol and see how it goes. We're voting for her tonight. We're all on board for Kirsten, but I'm giving it to her now, and I'll just see how this goes. But I wanted to send this because it's a big move in the game, so we'll see what happens. I'll give this to you.
Okay.
and hope that it works. So, there you go.
Thank you.
I need to put that in my bucket. Yeah, I just did homework on that.
Is this a different one than the one we found together?
No, it's the same one.
Oh.
The bells ones? The bell one? Yeah. Same one. And I realized it's a necklace. Look at it. It's a necklace. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I literally do not feel safe because nobody's saying anything. Has
Well,
anyone
it's
said
just
anything?
weird. I've talked to Aaron a little bit, but not as much as like I
Right.
thought.
I talk to Aaron all the time, but Aaron hasn't heard anything either.
I know. And especially since like Wednesday was, I don't know what was real and what was fake from Elliot and Danny. Like I don't know.
I don't
know what
this-
Caden's thinking tonight either.
Nobody talks to Caden. That's why I feel like if us three haven't heard anything, Caden might be the target tonight.
It might be him.
Because
or
they're
it could
not
be
gonna-
it could be Aaron too.
I don't
I have no idea.
Because if you haven't heard anything, I mean, they really don't know that, like, you are close with Aaron.
Yeah.
They know I'm close with Aaron.
Yeah.
So that's why I haven't heard anything, and I asked Aaron, he's like, I haven't heard anything either. I'm like, okay, so one of us is the target, but then I'm also like, if all three of us haven't heard anything, it's probably Caden.
Hello, everyone. How are you? Okay, great. Let's bring in our jury. Da, 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 da. Megan voted out of last tribal council, as you all know. So, I'm so excited to see all your faces. Last week we had an off week, so you've had 2 weeks to sit and stew on the last challenge and everything that's going on in the game. I'm sure that was very exciting for all of you. So I'm very pumped to see you and talk to you. I figured we would maybe start this little questioning at tribal council with a fun little like game. So let's go one by one, and let's evaluate on a scale of like 1 to 5 how safe you think you are tonight, and why. Who would like to go first?
What's the 5 is the safest?
5 is like, I ain't going anywhere, and 1 is like, F me, I'm talking about. Wait.
I'll go first.
Sure.
5.
Beautiful, yeah, so winner of immunity last week. How was the challenge? Did you have a strategy? How did you do it?
Just kind of go with majority for a little bit, and that just kind of the eye tells and like the head nods. That was my kind of strategy, I guess. But not the challenge I would want to win, but also there's other positions in the game, like if you got an advantage or a disadvantage. I don't know what position you want to be in, so I'm just safe, or glad I'm safe this week, but it was obviously a huge target on my back because, well, how did he get that far? And, oh, let's get him out. So that was my thought at the end of the challenge. I wasn't like very excited to win, but obviously a winner's a win, but that was my thoughts.
Gotcha. Why wasn't it when you, like you said, it wasn't necessarily the challenge you want to win? Why is that?
It's kind of like a Survivor game in Survivor. They literally, you vote everybody out, and then at the end, you vote for the winner. And it's not always a good thing to be that winner of that challenge. And yeah, there's just a lot of thoughts after that. It wasn't like a lot of celebratory, but more like, all right, there's a target. Yeah.
Who's next? Not everybody all at once. Want to call on somebody? Yes.
I'm feeling pretty cool too.
Okay.
I hated missing last week's challenge, and so I feel pretty like disconnected, I think, from Samuel as a whole. Like, is that the pronunciation? Did I say it right? I did? Okay, great. But yeah, see, I guess I feel like I'm rusty, and so that makes me anxious. And so I'm just over here like, hey, I'd still love to play. Hooray. So yeah, that's what's happening right now.
Gotcha. you were voted out last week on a round that had no advantage or disadvantage. So what's your take on that?
Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, I think that's cool. That makes me feel pretty good. Hearing something up to a 3. That's nice. I'm feeling a little better now. But yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Next. Yeah.
Probably like a 2 or a 3, like Gil said. It's kind of weird because we missed 2 weeks, and it was almost like we were kind of scared to jump on like any game talk so quick. It's like we had 2 weeks to kind of sit on the challenge and sit on like wing immunity and like, okay, what's next? What's the next challenge? So probably a 2 or a 3. I feel like not much has been said, and also saying at tribal is not fun, even though we're going to try. You never want to like sit at tribal and feel like you're announcing, because like, you know, you never know.
Pretty true. We'll go Danny, then Kaden.
I'm gonna say like a solid 2. I have this beautiful thing that I got for my disadvantage last time, so I already have a vote for myself, which is already that nice.
Spoilers.
I'm not a fan of that, but everyone else in the game already knows it. I felt like I was comfortable enough to share it with them. Could screw me over in the end, but it's fine for right now. It is what it is if I get eliminated, but I feel like if you're not stressed at tribal, then you're going home anyway.
Yeah, I think it's a reasonable thing to be worried about. The last person that had a penalty vote in our season went home. So, not to, you know. So stew with that. Kaden.
I feel like a 2.7.
Okay.
Close
Like
to
it does.
close. Like in the middle. I don't know. We always meet on like Wednesdays and stuff, and I feel bad because I have stuff every Wednesday, so I can never go. So I feel like I'm like in the minds of everybody since I'm not there. I can't like talk and communicate with everybody. So it just sucks.
Yeah, it'd be rough to know that people are talking when you're not there. Yeah.
Yeah, I would again have to say 2.7. Yeah, for the same reason, like I'm going through like my licensing exams this coming few weeks, so sending good vibes. But my study sessions are on the nights that we typically meet, so I assume that my name is being thrown out there and like talked about as a reason, so as something to like put down. So that's kind of stressful. Also, the whole like 2 weeks of that first week, I think by the end of the week we're kind of like what's gonna happen, and then everything's just like changed since then. So it's been kind of like a whiplash of 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. So I know like sometimes early on in the game, it's really easy to vote people out because they're like more creating, you know? Do you both think that that's really something that might still be okay?
Yeah, it does worry me because like they don't really want to draw lines, but so they might as well just vote out the person that's not there. So that's just.
I'll hand it to you. Yeah.
I would say a 2 or 3, maybe following the 2.7 track here. I don't know, and also kind of mimicking what Danny said, like, I never feel safe at tribal, like that's just something that I've gotten used to, because you never know what other people might be thinking, even though you might have had conversations, you might not have had conversations. Like, I think we're still at the game where people are sharing some things at face value and like not really telling you 100% what they believe yet, so it's hard to decipher what's true and what's not true.
I would give myself a 2, just because last week I feel like I did absolutely nothing related to Ballvivor. I wasn't really texting anyone, or I felt like no one was really reaching out to me. Even like this week, I felt like I was kind of just like out there, like I wasn't talking to anyone or anything. So it's just paranoid. I mean, being here without community is paranoid and scary, but I would say 2.
There's a lot of y'all talking about not talking to others. Do we have what? KCB? Got it?
Yeah, I can go. I would say 3, 2, like whatever that area. Basic answer. it is always scary to be like in this situation, especially like Megan last week with her vote out, or 2 weeks ago. I mean, she was legit blindsided, I think. So like just knowing, I mean, it's so awkward to like, you just don't know who to trust, and you can't be in your head too much, so you kind of want to like say you trust someone, and then you just never know until the votes are read out loud. So
sure. And Megan went home with an idol, right? She shared that with you all.
Yeah.
So that's kind of scary, right? Do you think that those idols are something that people are thinking about tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I think the week off probably made people question even more. So we haven't seen each other for a while. So who knows who's been talking.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
I'm at like a 2.4, so a little below the 2.7 that's happening here in the group. I think also with missing like the last challenge, I think you have to assume that like when you're not around and people are talking, your name's being brought up, at least for consideration and anything that's happening. So that's just super scary to think about, and with 2 weeks a lot can happen. So you can talk with someone right after, like at the beginning of the 2 weeks, and be like, yeah, this is the plan, this is what we're gonna go with. And then we're sitting here now, and that plan is not even probably get consideration. So much has happened. You don't know who's had conversations with who's, and you have to figure out who you trust or can trust for tonight, and hope your name's on a piece of paper that you're reading.
Yeah, lots of last minute decisions happen in this game. Danny, so we just went one by one. Everyone told me how they were feeling. Do you think generally people are honest in these conversations, or do you think they just like yes?
I think I would say it's pretty honest. I feel like we're sharing information that is true, but we're also not giving away information that would benefit the other people, I guess. Like we're sharing with, how am I trying to phrase this? We're giving information that is yeah, I'm being honest. Let's just say that. Yes, I'm being very honest.
I think like how I answered my question is exactly like an example that Nick has said. Like everyone is still telling everybody everything that they want to hear and not exactly what they're feeling or thinking. And so we're still stuck in that point of the game where everyone's like, yeah, that's who you want, sure. Or everyone's like, I've heard you like are aligned with so-and-so, like, what do you think? Or like all that kind of stuff. And it's like really hard to like actually tell people what you're feeling because you know that they're just going to turn around and tell their closest alliance or they're going to go tell all of these people that you're not 100% sold on working with in the future. You know, so it's really hard to sit there and like be an open book for people. But you tell them everything that you want them to hear.
Yeah, it definitely feels like tribal council is truthful by omission. We're just like very careful about what things we are saying and how we're saying them. But I think that like the general gist is definitely how we feel, which is like collectively anxious while we're in these chairs.
Yeah, I think that's true. So maybe like,
sorry. It's a common theme saying at tribal council being nervous because all of us are like, if you don't hear something, then you feel like you're the one being voted out. And then once you hear something, you're like, is this true or is this a ploy to get me out? And you know, you never know.
Yeah, for sure. So lots of maybe political answers that we might take with a grain of salt. Cool. Well, I think our collective average is like a 2.5. Maybe a 2.7 because Blake sets the curve.
For this week.
This week, yes. So, that being said, how about we get to voting? I'm very excited to see what happens. So, let's go ahead and start with Danny. Okay, friends, we're back. Anybody has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it now, it's your time to do so. Okay, seeing none, go ahead and read the votes. First vote is Davey. Kirsten. Hannah. One Danny, one Hannah, one Kirsten. Kirsten. 2 votes Kirsten. Kirsten. 3 votes Kirsten, 1 vote Danny, and 1 vote Hannah. Kirsten. Kirsten. 5 votes Kirsten. The next person voted out of Ballvivor Season 2 and the next member of our jury, Kirsten. Sorry, dear, that's majority. I'm sorry, but your trial has failed. So, it looks like a unanimous vote this evening. We all felt really nervous, but it seems like we're on the same page. Thank you all.
I can't believe I got voted out. And I had a feeling when I wasn't hearing anything that it was for me. And I have this now in my hand and didn't use it. I had the sliver of hope was the reason I didn't use it. And I hope that Aaron and Blake pull out a win this season. And I hope that one of them wins immunity tonight. Because if they don't, one of them is probably next. And I respect everybody's game. And I can't wait to watch the rest of the season. But I am bummed because I love this game and I've loved every moment of it. And yeah, good luck to everybody else. Well played, I guess.
Hello, friends. Welcome back after Tribal Council. So excited to start our next challenge, yes? Yeah, okay. We have a couple housekeeping things to deal with before we start the challenge. The first of which is...
I will need individual immunity back. Thank you. Charlie is once again up for grabs, my friends, for a 1 in 9 shot at winning Ballvivor season. All right.
Before I start explaining the challenge, the second housekeeping thing we deal with is that Elliot was dealt a disadvantage last week. He is not eligible to play in this challenge for immunity, so you'll not have the ability to secure this, unfortunately. So you can have a seat where the jury would normally sit, friend. For the duration of this challenge, you're not allowed to move out of that seat, and you're not allowed to talk to anybody, okay? You are fully not there. Okay, cute. Okay, friends, this challenge is pulled directly from Season 1, and it is called Deal with the Devil. It's a very, very simple challenge, and I will note that the last person that took advantage of this challenge in Season 1 won the season. So it's fairly simple. Charlie is our individual immunity idol. You will be given 10 minutes. The clock will start when I signal you all. The first person to grab Charlie has individual immunity for our next tribal council, which will commence directly after the 10 minutes are up.
Sound good? So, if one of you runs at Charlie, grabs him, not only are you securing immunity, but you are also cutting off the group's 10-minute discussion time. So you will not have any time to discuss prior to someone. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, questions? Any at all?
Oh, there is one more little detail I forgot to mention. How could I forget? Not only will you have individual immunity this week, but in exchange for your individual immunity, you will not be eligible to compete in the next 3 challenges.
Oh no.
Maybe I saved
3 challenges.
So basically, the reason it's a deal with the devil is it's very temporary safety in exchange for quite a bit of risk. But if you can do it and pull it off, it can turn out really well for your game. Do we have a timer for 10 minutes? Okay, starts now.
Wait. So it's 3 challenges. 3 challenges.
You can take it if you want it.
Look, I'm just prepping to tackle
Four.
if
Oh,
anybody
also,
goes.
if no one takes it, everyone is up for elimination.
Oh, that's
So there will be
simple.
no one with immunity.
That's 3 challenges.
It seems simpler if we just like don't immunize, whatever. If we didn't immunize like anybody, well, and then that way everybody gets
I
know.
I don't like that we are all talking about what's going to happen at elimination when we're all here.
Does it make you anxious, Danny?
Yes, it does.
Why? Why would that be?
Because if we talk about voting this person off, we're all here doing it.
Yeah, that's true. But wouldn't we rather want that if we all felt like we weren't communicating before? Isn't this like a good time to figure things out, Ryan and Elliot, I guess? Anybody running to grab this?
I just don't like the 3 challenges.
Yeah, I don't like the 3 challenges.
I would take it if it had been like a week ago, because then that would have given me time to work on my capstone on Sunday. But like,
That's only
it's too late now. So, I mean, does anybody have anything really busy coming up that they feel like they could use that extra time? Where you would be willing to like sacrifice playing the game for a while to be there later because you don't want your eyes.
Or do you think you're getting voted out in 10 minutes? Who thinks you're getting voted out? Just raise your hand.
It's very true. I'll tell you that, but
Has to be one of you. One of you is getting voted out in 10 minutes.
That's true.
I hate this so much.
How about we break dance for?
Okay. Break dance forwards?
We have like a challenge.
Why do you want it? Why do you want it?
First dancer has to take it.
Does anybody want?
Not anymore.
We need tonight, but we don't want to sit out for the next 3 challenges.
Yeah, we just got back. At least that's how I feel.
Like already sitting out on the 1 challenge sucked.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's worked.
No, it's just nervous.
I think we should.
What?
She said it after this.
So who are we voting out then?
Yeah, that's the other question.
Do we want to do a speed dating moment?
Oh, where we like break into 2s?
How much time do we have?
I just want the clock to run out.
6 minutes.
Okay.
Well, we could, I like the idea of speed dating, like a minute each, and everybody just talk to at least like some other
Can
folks.
we do that? Cool.
You can do whatever you want.
Just give me flashbacks.
Okay.
You have to talk to somebody that you haven't talked to.
I'll walk this way.
I like that idea.
So,
Huh? You have to talk to somebody who you like.
That's somebody you want to get.
yeah, so
Okay,
like,
I'm
first
just talking
priority-
Yeah, speed dating.
Okay, and then
People are going.
I think the easiest thing would honestly be like, nobody takes it. And then we all continue to play. That's how I feel. Because you had to vote for someone in their person that you would prefer to vote for. You don't have like stake in anyone. Okay.
Okay, would you rather vote out someone who is a Okay, well.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get the numbers. Or the
Do you want to go over to that?
30 seconds.
Ding!
Oh, switch one.
Oh, great. Me?
Yeah, so...
I think no hiding.
Oh. It's us.
I have that.
Who's on the bottom of their alliance?
Okay.
Maybe a split, I don't know. How you guys feeling after your last tribal?
I made a mistake. I was having to leave from now. I know, but it's fine. She's fine. It's enough. It was a lot of uncertainty. What if this scares her enough and she says it and then it doesn't matter anyway because you're really good?
Yeah,
Cool.
basically.
Like the same thing we did for Annie? Cool.
Yep. Good deal.
I don't like this at all.
No, I hate it. It makes my stomach go like.
I think so. It's like gonna be a normal one. The thing with that is if she's scared that her name is brought up, she might just play it anyway and even leave it. So I'll just read it outside. What happens if nobody grabs it? I'm not playing. I'm grabbing it. I'm not playing. I don't like the 3 jobs. Yeah. I don't like that. I'm not a big fan.
How does it feel sitting out of this challenge?
I hate sitting out of this challenge.
What do you think they're saying?
I have an idea because some people planned for this beforehand,
You do still get to vote in this tribal.
but I just can't talk to anybody.
Right now, within this 10 minutes.
Okay, wait, I have a question. Am I allowed to make tribal like live, like Instagram?
Yeah, fair game.
Yep.
Okay, but I was saying that I have an inkling because people are planning for this, but I don't know how much these conversations are going to change that. So, very nervous.
What are you thinking?
Okay, I think that Gail is on the and I kind of.
Who's on the bottom of their alliance?
Okay, thank you, Taylor. I kind of want Taylor. Gail to take it, but I also don't want Amy to take it. And just see what
You never
happens.
know when people are conspiring against you.
Do that too.
Yeah, because we think she has the item.
That is a big threat.
And so if she gave us enough, she'll kill it. And then Katie will fall back. If she doesn't push them.
I don't want people to take it, but also if someone like, what if we do? No, because we can't even talk to Elliot now. If Gail takes it, Hannah will take it. If like which one? If Gail takes it, Hannah will take it. Which one? Hannah. Okay. What if Gail doesn't take it? We'll just go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh my god.
Oh, I like how it's listening.
Yeah, no, it's
I like how it's listening. I kind of want to grab it.
And that's why I knew you wanted to grab it.
You got 1 minute.
I kind of want to grab it. But I also want to compete. That's the thing. Even if I don't win, I still want to do challenges.
I literally, yeah.
30 seconds.
Candy.
You need to spray.
We're all not taking
30 seconds.
Danny, my dear friend Danny. Come on, we're all not taking the idol together.
I don't remember saying that.
What's our decision?
You start reaching towards it, I will get there first, I promise you.
Everyone's getting really close.
Yeah, they really are all getting
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I was gonna push over the table.
our brand new, fresh, and beautiful jury members. Kirsten voted out very recently at the last tribal council. So, we just did one of our challenges for the evening. It was called Deal with the Devil. And none of you, given 10 minutes to speak, chose to take my sweet little Charlie Cardinal. So, all of you, every single one of you, are up for elimination tonight. And it seems like there's already a lot of talking going on. Elliot, what was it like to sit out?
Well, it sucked. Just knowing that everyone was talking and I wasn't able to be there to listen. But as I was told by you, I still am able to cast a vote. Yet I don't know who to vote for. So if anybody would like to tell me really quickly, I would love that. I will vote how the first person that gets to me to tell me who to vote. So
Elliot, very open. Someone want to take?
Because I have no idea where things are going tonight. Okay.
You can also get up and talk.
Yes, I will. If anyone would like to talk to me. Hello.
Can I whisper? Yeah. Oh, you can do whatever you want. We're in trouble. It's live.
Oh. Hit me over here. Yeah. It's scary.
Lots of talking happening. Whispers. Blake, how are you feeling now?
Not good, obviously.
No.
I'm at like a 0.5.
A 0.5 now?
Yeah, 0.5.
Okay. Why did you choose not to take the other?
I don't know. I like playing challenges.
Okay.
That was my thought.
Okay, yeah. Lots of talking. Lots of whispering, and nobody took the deal, so no one is safe.
I grab it now.
No, sorry. The deal is passed. Charlie, unfortunately, off the table, but all of your names are on the table. Tragic. Aaron and Gail talking, and we got a whole group of them here to tell. Katie, you're all alone.
Daniel,
I guess I'm
Daniel, talk to you.
Looks a little low.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, don't leave the travel council.
Nope. You can stand in front of Taylor Cam.
Stand
Actually, stand in front of this camera, yeah.
Everyone's talking to everybody again. Everyone is not enough. Elliot taking advantage of the fact that probably put a lie.
Hi. Where do you want to go back?
Caden, how are you doing over there?
I don't know.
You don't know? Tell me about it.
This is like when we learn. I just am in a state of I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, let's move back
Actually,
toward our seats. Move back toward our seats. Let's get some order in the court here, Peyton. Order in the court.
That made it worse, right?
Okay, Gail. What was all that?
It made everyone feel worse, I think.
Okay.
I mean, I might just be speaking for myself, but it seemed like it was less organized than what I was hoping we were able to do in the original 10 minutes. I'm a fairly democratic person, I like to think, and so I wanted everybody to feel like they were able to talk. And so I love the opportunity that Elliot was able to talk to everybody. I don't love the opportunity that it felt so I guess kind of sneaky. I don't know, but that's Survivor. So I'm definitely no longer feeling 3. I would say I'm definitely at that cool 2 again, but that's fine.
Yeah. Aaron, do you feel like we're at the point in the game where it's normal for people to start getting sneaky?
I mean, I do. I mean, it's merged, so I feel like people are going to be sneaky left and right. I feel like when we were 2 separate tribes, everyone kind of knew where they were in the tribe. But when you're here, it's anything goes. So I feel like people are going to be sneaky, and it's just part of the game.
Peyton, why didn't you take Charlie Cardinal?
I was scared not to compete in the 3 challenges afterwards.
That is the catch.
So I would have loved to not be stressful right now, but I would have been stressful for the next 3 times. So 1 stress over 3 for sure stresses is just not a good equation in my book.
Well, let's go ahead and see where the chips fall. Let's get into the voting. So, tribal council's over. No more talking. We're going to be a little more serious for this one. And we'll start at this end. Elliot.
I don't know what's going to happen. This is what I told people I was going to do, so I'm just going to stick with it and hopefully that helps me out.
This is a little different than about an hour ago. I'm going to snatch that. Can you open it? Can I? Yes. Okay. I hope you guys notice I look every single time I'm in here. Alright, sweet. It says, this living, flowing land is all there is forever. Gary said, Clue 2, you can't rustle these leaves next to the green. That's awesome. Alright.
I feel fairly confident with this vote. The only thing that makes me a little nervous is if you do have an intermediate item and you do play it and we don't know whose name you're going to write down, but just go with it.
Okay, we're all back. I will go and count the...
Excuse me, sorry.
With the mask, I couldn't tell which of you did it. I'll count the votes. I'll be back. Okay, if any of you happen to have a hidden community idol that you think is real, and you would like to play it, now is the time to do so. Seeing none, shall commence. Hello. Number 1. Hannah. Second vote. Gail. Hannah. 2 Hannah, 1 Gail. Gail. We're tied up. Hannah. 2 Gail. Hannah. That is 3 Hannah. 2 Gail. Gail. We're tied up again. 3 and 3. Hannah. 4 Hannah, 3 Gail. Next person voted out of Ballvivor joining our jury. Hannah. Sorry, dear, that's 5 with the majority. Please bring me your candle. Sorry, Hannah, you're 5. Bye, guys.
Thanks for spelling my name right this time, guys.
So, the moral of tonight's story is that anything can happen. Nobody is ever safe.
I don't know, right before I left, I whispered to Danny, damn it, I have the idols, so let's hope he actually takes that bait and then that gets, you know, Peyton and Elliot out of the way. I really want Peyton or Elliot to win. I think they're going to do great. I think Elliot, he's obviously networking and making connections. But yeah, am I bummed that Peyton didn't play his idol on me? For sure. But here I am, now I have to go write a paper, so